Friendly reminder to keep your eye on your, I doubt you're as dumb as me, but keep your eye on your oil levels on the bike. I've done 2,000 miles and haven't checked it yet. And I was about to do a 3-hour journey to Brighton. Got about 5 minutes from home and the bike rumbled to a stop. Checked the oil and it's on like the low level. My bike's also out of fuel, so hopefully it's just the fuel. It lasted about 10 minutes on the flashing light and then died, so if it is the fuel, thank God. If it's something else, then I'll do a vlog update soon. But I'm in my full-blown waterproofs, double waterproofs to try and stay dry today. What a morning it's been. The last time I was on here was at the fuel station, which is about a 20-minute walk from my house. Wasn't the fuel, got it out of the petrol station and the same issue happened again. So I decided to pull over and push the bike home just in case it was the oil, because obviously you don't want to do more damage to the bike if it's got no oil in it. But got it home, let it cool down, checked the oil, and the oil is absolutely fine. It's like almost on the max line, so it's definitely not the oil. Little tip, don't jump to conclusions and assume it's the oil when the bike is very hot and has been running for 20 minutes, because obviously the oil is not going to be giving a good reading when it's still circulating around the engine. So hopefully the engine's not seized up. I can kind of rule that one out. I've given it the best once over I can in my London garden, which isn't ideal for working on a bike. Check several things. Obviously it can be a multitude of things in one of these kinds of bikes, you know, and I'm not efficient with electrical things. I've got a lot of experience with like motocross bikes. When I was growing up I raced and you know, worked on those a lot, but when it comes to one of these bikes it's a different ball game for me. So check the basics. Right now it's looking kind of like it could be a spark plug thing. They look, you know, mangled. They're extremely black, corroded, but it could be so many things. It could be something to do with the fuel, the filters. It could be the emissions, if that's a thing on the Enfield. It's a new bike for me. I've had it for just over a month now, and I've done 2,000 miles so far, and it's been, you know, great up until now. So hopefully it's nothing serious. Also, really great tip that someone's suggested to me today. It's still under warranty. It's still got 1 year left on the warranty. So called Royal Enfield and they're sending someone out. They're supposed to be here within the next 90 minutes. Fingers crossed they can plug in the diagnostics tool and figure out what's wrong or give it a once over. If they can't fix it here on the spot, they're going to take it to the garage and put it on the priority list to get it fixed, because I do need it for next week for a trip to Wales. But yeah, place your bets. What could the issue be? It starts and runs fine. It idles absolutely fine. Sounds great. But as soon as you pull away, it just gets bogged down. Who knows? But we're going to find out shortly, so stay tuned. Way, got the camera to work. Still kind of figuring this thing out. I guess reading the instruction manual would be a good start. First time I've been on the tube for a long time. Hideous ride, but the bike's fixed, so good news. As suspected, it was the spark plugs, and they've cleared the engine light now, and apparently it's working. So I'm here to collect it. Really easy fix. I'm planning to actually replace the spark plugs now rather than just clean them. Sorry, people are staring at me like I'm some sort of psychopath filming. But yeah, getting the bike is great news, which means I can still go ahead with the Wales trip next week. Did have a few minor concerns last night about where the bike was left overnight, because the driver, Royal Enfield, the company, didn't make it to the dealership. I can see it on the map, so I kind of didn't know where the bike was kept. Managed to get through to them in the end, and apparently it was stored in a garage overnight because he couldn't get here in time apparently. But you know, it's all good. The bike's here, it's fixed. So now I can resume the vlog after that small interlude. Hey, so the bike is back. Really weird thing. The shop that sells Royal Enfields and services Royal Enfields did not have a single spark plug to replace mine with, so they're going to order them in, but they have cleaned them and it's working fine now. I'm about to go on a 3-hour ride, so we'll see if it makes it. But my intention is to just replace the plugs myself tomorrow. But yeah, it's been good service. There was no need for the bike to go to the bike shop. I phoned Royal Enfield yesterday and just said, because I'm nowhere near a shop that sells spark plugs, can you send someone to replace them on the roadside? They sent a guy who essentially refused to even touch the bike because it's warranty, and insisted on taking it away. And then at about 6 o'clock last night, I was looking at the tracker to see where he was, and he was nowhere near the shop. So obviously I was in a panic. Phoned up Royal Enfield and they reassured me the bike was okay and that they would put it in storage for the night. So that happened, and then it got there today. So I mean, it's been a long process just to replace some spark plugs, but I guess if it hadn't have gone to the shop, then the warning light would still be on, and I'm not sure if the bike would allow me to ride it, even if I had replaced the problem. So all in all, I mean, 24-hour turnaround, it hasn't been too bad. Turned out that I needed to be in London anyway because I had a few castings that came up today, and I guess things happen for a reason, right? Anyway, I'm going to take it for a spin. I'm going down to Brighton, so I'll be on some nice roads on the way, and I very much intend to film some of those. So yeah, I need to continue preparations for Europe. I'm away all of next week. We're going to Wales for a week, and then when I get back, preparations will continue. I'll be honest, I think since getting a bike, one thing I've really noticed is expenses are through the fucking roof, and you just need to be prepared for things to go wrong. The insurance is sky high, especially if you're in London, and just keeping, maintaining the bike costs a lot of money. One thing that is quite cheap is filling it up. It's pretty good on fuel, but generally just buying new kit, obviously I needed the USB ports and the pannier, the luggage racks and whatnot, and now I need a tank bag because we're going up to Wales. It's quite a lot of stuff we're carrying, and then things go wrong. It's got its service next month for a 13,000 mile service because obviously I'm going to Europe. It's currently on 11.2k. I bought it at 9k about a month ago, so I've done 2,500 miles. I think I've done about over 24 hours of riding, to be honest with you, since I bought it. So yeah, I think when you buy a bike, you got to be prepared to spend some money. And I've been talking to the guys, a group that I'm in of Interceptor riders, and I think the Interceptor is recommended to be serviced every 3,000 miles. So if you've got a newer one and it's under warranty, obviously you have to maintain that servicing to keep the warranty. So it's worthwhile for that. But it's a lot of servicing, and the 13,000 mile one is a bigger one. And obviously you can do a lot of it on your own, but if you do it on your own, then you run the risk of losing the warranty. So it's kind of a catch, and when that's over, you can carry on doing it. But obviously if you want to keep the logbook up to date and stuff, then you kind of have to go to a garage. Anyway, I will speak to you all soon. Hope you've enjoyed this kind of interlude of chaos for the past 24 hours. I think next up I need to book a ferry and just look at the countries and the regulations and whether I'm allowed to filter or not in certain countries. I've heard that in some countries it's not legal. I need to look into it all. But that's going to be part of this whole vlog. I've got a month to go now. Just over a month till I leave. Lots to do. And also need to save some money. So stay tuned for more. Stay tuned. See you soon. Made it to sunny Brighton. The bike is working fine again. Still searching for... Nowhere seems to have the spark plugs that I need to replace it. So, hey Gronk, come here. Nowhere seems to have the spark plugs that I need, so I'm going to try and find some on the way home from Brighton today. But yeah, 3-hour ride. The bike's riding really well. It's Gronk. And Wales is now still happening next week, so very excited for that. We're going to be riding 2 up, parking in a field for the week. But yeah, otherwise preparations for Europe continue. Had some great conversations whilst down in Brighton about where I'm going to go, the journey I'm going to take, restrictions, regulations, camping stuff, hostel stuff. And now kind of have more of a rough idea of where I want to go during the month. Also thinking of extending it for a bit and doing more than a month. Well, it was quiet about 2 minutes ago, but there we go. Box Hill. Just stopped off on the way home from Brighton to London and got a tank bag, picked it up from a friend of mine in Brighton. Super useful. It's magnetic as well, so if you want to get to the fuel cap, super easy. And it's just great for like anything that you need to get hold of quickly. What's going on with my fucking hair today? And anything you need to get hold of like quickly, whack it in there, you can get it out super easy. Also got this sleeve on top so you can put a map in there, which is perfect for Europe. And right now it's also got 2 spark plugs. Managed to find some. I know I could have ordered them online, but I just thought it'd be quicker to try and find some, but it's taken me 3 or 4 days to try and get a hold of those. Anyway, back to London now, but planning to do a video of the stuff that I've done to it. Very basic stuff. I think the best thing that I've done so far is put on the USB plug and play, because it just means that when I'm away doing Europe, I haven't got to worry about my phone dying for maps and stuff, you know, and won't get in trouble if I'm in the middle of nowhere. Anyway, I'm tired, going back to London,